Right then, good evening race fans and welcome to BSTV. You've joined us for the TCR Challenge Cup and this is season 14, rounds 11 and 12 and we are at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix circuit. We had this last time, it was Sam Bleeze's Champion's Choice for the West layout or the East layout, I can't really remember which one it was. But this is the home of off-tracks. We'll explain that later. My name is Pete Bingham and I am joined in the booth with by Sir Alan of Toon this evening again. Good evening, Sir Alan.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. And yes, here we are at Kota, huge, gigantic and scary as anything. So looking forward to this.
Yeah, it is quite a scary track. There are off-tracks lurking around every corner and they jump out in front of you. Basically every turn. It's a 33-degree temperature that we've got on track at the moment. We've found that lean part of the season. So I think we'll describe this one as shall we describe it as intimate? We've only got 7 drivers at the minute. We may get an 8th in the form of Miguel Freitas. We are about 8 minutes away or 7 minutes away from qualifying. And yeah, not too many people have joined. Now, we've been a bit lean this season anyway, for a number of different reasons, which we've explained in previous broadcasts. I think Cota's going to put a few people off, don't you think, Alan? Because points in this series that you get as incidents work against you in the standings, so it can be a bit of a minefield.
I didn't know that, Pete. I didn't really think about that, to be honest, but, you know, to be honest, it is a track that in the past has attracted some detractors.
Yes. To be fair, it's not my favourite track. There are very few redeeming features other than it looks lovely on a broadcast. Jamie Jeffrey loves going and drifting around the S's there. He's doing a great job at that, actually. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
and he kept it clean. I don't know how fast that is, but we'll find out. He's currently 3rd fastest in this practice session. It'll tick over to qualifying in 7 minutes. Let's talk us through the standings. Right. So Miguel Freitas not here just yet. He's notorious for joining last minute and may still do so. After this week, we will be on the points on the right, but right now we're still on the points on the left. Also, at the end of this week, of course, drivers get to change car for free if they wish to do so. So, Miguel is on 683 points. He is head and shoulders above David Johansson, who's not here this evening, not yet anyway. And I don't think he will, because he's usually in practice sessions. So, he's on joint points at the moment with Sam Bleeze. You couldn't get any closer for second. And Sam is here tonight. He's the fastest car on track at the moment. Jason Landry's trying to do something about that. And Carl Hardy is having a great season, Alan, in 4th place. That's spectacular, really. He's some way off 3rd, but that's understandable, really, isn't it?
That's great. Yes, but it's, that's great consistent performances by Carl, isn't it, to do that?
Yes, definitely. JB Dejoux also having a fantastic season. Also here tonight is in 5th. And Jamie Wilson, who couldn't make it last time because of an injury, is in 6th. But he's back this evening. That's always good. We'll just select him on the cameras because he's sat in the pits at the moment, resting his Veloster. Doesn't want to put too many miles on it, Alan. He's giving it a bit of a break at the minute. Okay, so let's talk about the team standings. So it's going to take some sort of effort for Impulse to get lifted out of that 1st place, but there is still a battle on for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and 5th. So Hydro Race Geodesic Racing in 2nd, Sim Racing Grid, which is just David Johansson, in 3rd, Hydro Race Racing Forces in 4th, and 5th is Safeguard by result. So very close racing, a bit further back. Driver of the meeting, let's have a look at that.
Fantastic. Did he say David was in 3rd place or something? It was fantastic.
On his own, yeah. I mean,
yeah, by himself.
Yeah, that's stunning. Hydro Race Racing Forces not represented anymore due to a number of different reasons. Alex Savellano Lado's not racing at all for a while. He's focusing on his life, which is fine and fair enough. You've got to prioritise what you do. And some of the others from Hydro Race Racing Forces aren't racing this season anyway. Yeah, so let's move on to the driver of the meeting. David Johansson, top of the pile, but not here this evening, so unable to score points unless he suddenly joins for the 2nd race. Jamie Jeffrey in 2nd place, and then joint 3rd is Carl Hardy, Jason Landry, Mark Draper, JB Dejoux and Sam Blees.
And many of those here still tonight, so...
Yeah. Well, we've got Jamie Jeffrey, Carl Hardy, Jason Landry here tonight. No Mark Draper, but definitely JB Dejoux and Sam Blees.
Yes, that's not bad, really, is it?
No, it's very good.
It's interesting that with so few drivers actually here this evening, that so many of them are on the driver of the meeting list.
Yeah, too right. Shows what the calibre of driver that turns up regularly is. And then this is the Safe Driver Award. You can, just to put this in perspective, you can only properly qualify for this if you've done 9 races. So Wobbly, Pear and Vegard are not considered, even though they have all raced 1 race week with us. The first of the drivers to actually register is Jamie Jeffrey, who is doing a fantastic job there. He's hot on his heels though, and chasing him down is JB Dejoux. And then Fiona is not far behind, but Fiona's not going to join us until the 1st of November. She has other commitments in the real world, and we'll be back for Donington on the 1st of November. And then Matt Flannery is just behind her. Again, not here tonight to support Sam Blees, his teammate, but hopefully he'll return in the future. Austin Knight has bowed out of this series for the time being. So yeah, it's there's some hotly contested trophies going on, Alan. We shall.
Yes, it's interesting that Jamie and JB are doing so well, because they've been really driving their hearts out. I think recently, the pair of them.
I can't believe.
And doing great.
Yeah,
haven't they?
They are. Oh, good evening to Shane Newport, who's back shouting for Jamie Jeffrey. He seems to have a plethora of fans in the...
I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Well, he's a real-life racer with a real-life set of fans as well, so... he's obviously brought them with him to the sim world. And he stands a good job tonight, doesn't he, of getting a podium?
Yeah, well, he's... I just think he's... He might have brought his fans with him, but he's made plenty of fans in the sim world.
Oh, yeah.
Because the pair of us have been so impressed by his driving over the last couple of seasons, haven't we?
Yeah.
it's been in the thick of it. It's doing great in the Safe Driver Awards, and same with JB. We'd love to see JB doing well. We've seen him rise up the rankings, and such a nice man, and doing really well now, and right up there. Even though he's become a real in the thick of it racer now.
I'm stunned in a good way about his improvement. He's moved significantly and clearly from the bottom third into the centre or top half of centre of the field, and that's not just here. That's in the other series that he runs. He's improved significantly. It's really quite, warming to see it.
It's heartwarming. You took the words out of my mouth, Pete, because it is heartwarming. The gentleman's very charming, and we like to see all our drivers are great drivers. They're all wonderful people, and we like to see them do well. We like to see them flourish in the league.
Definitely. Right, qualifying has just launched as JB sets off. We've got double Barneys tonight. There's two flag wavers on this course because it's that big. We'll let them get round the first lap, and then we'll join. We might do a lap with JB actually, as soon as we're singing his praises. So we'll definitely do a lap round here because it does last for a very long time. This is a big old lap. Obviously, the Formula One goes here, NASCAR go here, IndyCar go here, and it's a Tilke track. It's got very gaudy blue, white and red painted stripes that you can see on there. It's been tilted to death, so there is no chance anybody can find a wall here, even with an A to Z, Alan, is there?
I think it's the rangeland, Pete. You know,
Yeah.
it's buffalo roaming in the outer reaches, through Sioux or something.
I mean, if this was a military shooting range, you wouldn't even get hit by any bullets, would you? There's that much ground. You could walk through here freely and not get shot.
It's very roomy. It's a very nice bespoke cut.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 7 cars on track. There is a danger that they might lose one another along the way. I mean, look how wide the track is. It's 10 cars wide or something like that if you include the red bits.
Well, we have seen a number of cars adjacent on this track. I remember when we had the race that there was probably more adjacent than there are on this track tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, we've had some really tasty races around here, which is a shock, really, because this track can easily become a snooze-a-thon just because of the size of it and how it's been designed. I'm not the biggest fan, you can probably tell. What are your opinions of it, Alan? Without swearing, It's a family show.
Unusually for me, Pete, because, I'm an enthusiast, and I really honestly, I don't think you could possibly dislike any track on iRacing. It's, they're there to entertain and enlighten, and I don't dislike any simulated race car circuit. I think the more the merrier, and they're all great. But if this isn't on the schedule for a season, my heart doesn't sink.
No, what a wonderful way to say that. So we've come across the stripe with JB into turn 1. This is a super sharp corner. First gear, can you believe that, in a TCR? And then down the hill we go, round this right-hander. It leads into a series of S sections in a second. We come across the track, and then here we are in the S's. You've got to be very clean with your lines through here. You can pick up 1X's everywhere, which is why JB's off the gas at certain points. Follow this round to the right, tightens up. Over to the right to get this left-hand king. This one feels good. This one feels horrid, this next one, this right-hander. Second gear. You feel like you're going far too slow. Same for this corner. Oh, we got too much curb there. And then fire it up and over the crest of this little hill, and then to the worst corner ever created by a human hand. When they were doing the geometry here, I think they slipped on it. It is the sharpest of turns. You can see pile-ups here whenever you like. It's just not well designed, in my opinion. And then this back not straight. So this goes on for about 6 years. you can see the horizon. That you shouldn't be able to see a horizon on a track, should you? That means it's too long, the straight. You got heavy braking zone here into a 90-degree left-hander. As we go into what they call a warehousing complex. JB has gone super wide there to let somebody through. That's Sam Blees. JB must have had an off-track at those S's where we saw him. And then you've got this right-hand turn, followed by another right-hand turn, and then a series of lefts, 1, 2, and then you go right again. It's a bit 90-degree tastic round here. This is a triple right-hander. I've been known to fall asleep in the amount of right-handers that are on this bit. Not hard, really. And then towards the end of the lap now, the dying embers of the lap, this is a left-hander. Pit lane is on the left. It's not an easy pit lane. We've seen lots of people crash at this track, entering pit road. And then the final turn on the course, which is this one, brings you back to what can only be described as the longest start-finish straight known to man.
My God, is this still the same lap, Pete?
It's been going on for quite a number of days, Alan. These people have aged in the time that they've been driving around that lap. So,
well, I think that was quite impressive, don't you? Because honestly, those loopy bits, they're really tricky. They tempt you on, and but if you get them wrong, you start going sideways fairly rapidly.
Yes, and just to prove how easy it is to pick up off tracks, all cars have done a lap, but only 3 of them have recorded a time. So that means that 4 of them, over half the field, not that that's a lot of cars, I appreciate, have managed to not record a lap time.
So far. Just getting their eyes in, Pete.
Well, it's 15 minutes. They've only got like 3 laps, haven't they? A lap takes an eternity.
If it takes them 5, I'd be out there for 7, wouldn't I? So, yeah, don't even bother thinking about it.
Oh, dear. I mean, we are...
Oh, now, look here. Are we going to see these two pairing up on the track? Because
could be,
I don't know. They are... This would be great to see JB running in that kind of strength because, these are... JB's a fantastic driver, isn't he? We've seen him right in the thick of it time and time again. How he retains that clean record of driving, I have no idea. That's just a tribute to the man's skill.
Well, tribute to somebody else's skill. Jason Landry, you can see on the track map there, he's out all on his own in the middle of nowhere, and he's just got the provisional pole time of a 2:20.78.
Oh, look at that.
I know. The two Jamies are together on time, but not on the track. We will see them battling, and I think you're right. I think JB is going to be part of that equation this time, and probably Carl. He's in that little envelope of cars. That's Andrew Littler. I clicked on the wrong one.
I guess actually, Pete, this track's a bit setup dependent. I wonder what their setups are, how they're doing on this, because if you get a bum setup, you could have your hands full, I think.
Yeah, not going to disagree with that. Whenever I've come here, and I'm a terrible driver, setup has made no difference whatsoever to me. I would like to say that was an overtake for position, but we're in qualifying for these two running up the hill here. Jamie and JB. I mean, qualifying should be about this, shouldn't it? It should be a competitive effort. I mean, it's all about car position and grabbing a toe and things like that.
Well, surely we're getting towed, but you certainly shouldn't be obstructing somebody who's on a good lap.
No, we don't see that, so that's good.
No, we don't see that at all. And of course, if somebody's got that extra bit of pace, nipping in and grabbing a bit of toe is great.
Yes.
It is. I mean, I do it a lot, Pete. I get overtaken a lot, and I love it when I can nip out there, I dab hand at it, nip out, grab a bit of toe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, love it.
Awesome. And JB getting sideways in the S's. It's so easy to do with these cars. The back end wants to do that pendulum thing and swing around. We saw it with Jenny Jeffries' Elantra, and we saw it last week. Do you remember?
Yes.
Elantra was a bit tail happy. That might be an issue when we get into the race proper, as Sam Blees has just retaken the provisional pole time on a 2:20.171. Well done to Sam. Previous multiple champion in Sam.
Have we got anybody in a Civic?
We don't anymore because Jason switched to the Elantra. So no Civics in the field, all Hyundais of some sort. We've got a couple of...
because this would have brought them against their rev limit, I would have thought, this track.
Oh, very true, actually. Yeah, that might be a reason that we've not got any. Like I say, this track doesn't... It doesn't reach out and grab people, does it, in terms of appeal or history or scenery?
I think it's just that, you know, it's very American. It feels a bit manufactured to me.
That's because
it doesn't feel like, you know,
you know the history of this track, don't you? Tilke trying to emulate all the best corners of all the best tracks in the world. And
well, the idea sounds sound, doesn't it? It seems sound.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's nothing organic about it. You know, all the best tracks, they kind of grow out the landscape. Yes. And this has been imposed on the landscape.
Correct.
And it's not the same.
No, it's not. I mean, Turn 1 was supposed to be an emulation of Turn 1 at Interlagos, I think. I'm sure I've read that somewhere. And whilst it has that, it's the opposite way around.
The opposite way around?
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's an uphill, not a downhill. Very sharp left-hand turn. But, you know, there's other features here you think, you should have just left that one alone.
I just think, you know, when you look at the size and the terrain and the gradient, you just think they could have done a better job of it if they'd just let somebody in there and they weren't trying to show off and just had built something out of that using the land, got a really good designer with a great imagination. You could have made something spectacularly great, I think.
I think so as well. So Jason Landry has just taken back again the pole position. So this is clearly a competitive race. I think we'll see 3 drivers floating towards the surface very quickly, and that's Jason Landry, Sam Blease and Jamie Jeffrey. But I still think that Carl Hardy, Jamie Wilson and JB are going to be close on it.
Yes, this is I mean, I think Andy's going to have his hands full tonight.
Andy Littler, yeah.
Yeah. He's a little bit off the pace. He's not going to get a lot of help with the toe.
No, but
he's a battler. He's a battler, is our Andy. Yeah. And he knows what he's up against, you know. It's not like he doesn't know where he's at with this stuff.
No, not at all.
He loves to drive.
And it's great to have him in the series.
Yes, yes.
And next season with the Pro and the AM situation, because I've started coding that in. I say coding that in. I sound like I'm doing something fantastic, don't I? Sam Boozen's already done it. I just need to press the right buttons. But yeah, that's going to give the drivers like Andy something to have a pop at, you know?
Absolutely. Well, you know, I think it's a great idea. I do hope it works out well because, you know, for Fee and Andy, this really, and you'll get David back because of it, you know, it really gives some juice and some meat to the fight at the bottom end. And,
yes.
You know, they're closely matched and they just got to enjoy racing and they'll do each other a pile of good.
Absolutely. As more cars go over the line setting new times, Carl Hardy just jumped right up behind Jamie Jeffrey in the standings.
Yeah. Well, I think he's rather been running very close with Jamie, don't you, in recent weeks? I seem to remember him running quite close with Jamie. So I think you're right with this top 4, top 5. I mean, you know, look at this. I expect the times to be very close in that top group, actually.
Yeah, I do. I'm hoping that the field won't splinter too much. We do know that sometimes the pit stops in the second race each race week, because for those of you new to watching, it's a 20-minute sprint race with no requirement to pit the car unless you crash it, of course. Everybody gets a free repair. Then we've got a small interlude between that and a 40-minute race where a pit stop is mandatory, and it certainly will be on this track because you're on the gas for so long, and you get another fast repair in that one as well, just in case there's any minor disasters along the route. We have a number of different other prizes along the way. I say prizes, make-believe trophies, Driver of the Evening and Sir Alan's Safe Driver Award. As JB peels off, we are closing in on the end of the session. We will have some time where there are no cars on track here because the lap time is so long, and this is heat racing. So when these cars have finished the lap that they're on right now, they will park it because there's no point in carrying on unless you just want to do some practice to get your eye in on the turns. There's no real point in continuing.
Look at that. It's great that we've got a 219 up there.
I know.
But it's only just a 219.
It's only
and Tom's only just a 220, isn't it? It's like,
well, Sam Blees.
There's Sam. He's done the purple.
He has. But for how long?
Yeah.
Jason Landry is...
What was that? Is that 100th of a second?
Jason Landry's not on a lap. He's not set any decent sector times this lap. Actually, I say that his sector 2 was 2/10 faster than Sam Blees. So maybe this is still on. He's just not lit up the timing screens for himself. So let's see what he can manage to do as he joins the start-finish straight for what will be the last time. Oh, he didn't get to do it. It threw him out before that.
Well, I don't suppose he'll be losing any sleep over being second on the grid, is he yet?
No, I mean, from the side of the grid that he'll be starting from, it's almost like pole, because you start on the left in second, I think. So anyway, Sam Blees will lead us away tonight for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing with a fantastic time, unbelievable, 2:19.885. Behind him, next to him on the grid is Jason Landry with almost the same time. Jamie Jeffrey for CCR, Coupes and Convertibles Racing will go off third in the second row with Carl Hardy next to him for Safeguard by Results. Jamie Wilson, my apologies, will go off in fifth for Team Chimera. Sixth will be JB Dejoux for BSTV Sports Blue, and Andrew Littler will go off seventh and last tonight for Spiro by Result. Let's choose a camera angle. That's no good. That's not much better. We'll go back to this. We'll go to this. We're just waiting for Sam Blees to join our field.
Sam likes to leave it to the last minute.
Always.
Oh, very nice with their brakes on. Just look at the. I mean, they've got they look pointed well down, aren't they? Then they're going to go well up. So you definitely need your brakes on at this point in those cars.
Absolutely. Right then, lights are on. Sam has joined the field. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are go. They've held them for quite a long time there. Double flags waved by Barney. And up the hill we go.
Is that Barney's twin? Must be.
I think it must be, yeah. They're not, they've got to hire a few of them. There was a little bit of contact there. A little bit. Robbins Racing.
It's always so tight around there, though, Pete, isn't it? It's a wicked corner, but people do. It's an overtaking place. I mean, it doesn't look it, but it certainly is.
Well, we've never seen the two Jamies driving side by side before, have we? Much. Now, in the S's, I think the Veloster is going to be quite handy.
Yeah.
It's going to get mullered when it gets on a straight, I think. But Jamie Wilson is making that car work very well at the minute.
Yes, but it's in the place where if it's not going to work well here, he's in trouble everywhere else.
True.
Because, he's got to make it work through the bendy bits, hasn't he?
He does, yeah. One of the bendiest bits is this now, the hairpin. Sam Blees has got something good under that car there. He's pretty rapid.
Yes, and if you remember the way he was last week early on, his setup was he was all over. It's so loose.
And
this is a better, more reassured looking car, isn't it? A bit planted.
Yeah, definitely. Carl Hardy having a good long stare along the sides of these cars. That's Jamie Jeffrey and Carl Hardy nearly through on Jamie Wilson. And like I said at the start, that second place starting position on the left-hand side of the track has meant that Jason Landry has gained the lead of the race. So these two are going to thrash it out, I think, because these guys are battling behind.
They're going to be thrashing out, and I think these four are going to be thrashing out. It's like, I'm praying that nobody goes off the track, because the potential for these guys is race long. Yes. If they can just keep it together and not get an off track or slow down, that's the thing, isn't it? It will break them up. But it's potentially very fascinating struggle developing here.
Where? Oh, right. It's all right. It was just hiding. Andy Littler a little ways off at the minute, but keeping it clean, hopefully, anyway. A little bit wide at the last turn there. A bit more slow in, fast out for him required, I think. So,
well, you know, every lap's a practice lap, isn't it? You know, when you're Andy, he can use every bit of practice and he can use it and learn from it. So there's nothing wasted.
No, not at all. So this is one of the tracks where the track map does not work.
At Kota,
yeah,
of all places.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? It doesn't work in the race. It works in practice and it works in quali, but it won't work in race conditions. No, I don't understand why. I don't work with SDK or for Apex, so these two are away at the races. Sam Blees will definitely want his lead back. I mean, there's points for every lap you lead, up to 3, so he'll want that.
Well, yeah, there's no car advantage between them two. It's just down to setup and driver ability, and I imagine that the setups of both those cars will be superb.
Yep.
Both, you know, the Impulse cars are a fantastic team. You know, all their setups have been totally pro, and Sam's an absolute whiz with them. So I imagine those cars are on rail.
Oh, here we go. He sent it. Well, he didn't send it as such. He's done a proper overtake there. Can he keep it, though? It looks like he can.
I would hope that we're going to see quite a lot more of that. Thank you very much. That's lovely.
Yep. More of that, please, boys.
Well, you know, Mr. Landry did the purple. He's definitely got plenty of pace.
Yes. But on this lap...
JB and Cole side by side.
Well spotted. Well spotted.
Well, you know, JB's not for giving up these days, is he?
No, not at all. Thought he might have a little, you know, poke down the side there.
Look, yeah, he's looking.
Yeah, he's having a good
look.
look.
We're getting the chance. If he just feels he gets the run, he'll definitely be having a look. He doesn't hold back.
Yeah, he's in a really good position now to take advantage of whatever tow he can get. I'm on the wrong car. I want to be on this car. There we go. Is he going to have a look into the braking zone? It's a bit far away, actually. I thought he'd be closer by the time he got up this. Look how steep it is. It's ridiculous, isn't it? You need a harness and some rope and some...
And then you have that wicked left-hander on the top with people trying to dive down the inside.
I've seen our V8 races go 4 wide in that corner. 4 V8s. Carl's got his line wrong there. That'll give JB a bit of a run. Isn't it silly to say that the first race today will be less than 10 laps?
Oh, goodness. Well, makes you think Nürburgring.
Yeah, it does. JB seems very smooth on the gears, doesn't he? Oh, yeah, he's having a real good stab at this. He's done it. Well done.
Great move, JB.
Can he keep it?
It's not over, though.
No, it's not. Now, you can sail it round the outside at this next turn. I've seen it done. I don't know about in these cars, but definitely in the V8s. Carl's just ahead. Oh, he sent it on himself, I think. It's not that bad. That's actually not too bad a line, but he's not going to do that this time. So we shall have a look at our leaders. So we need to show the overtake that just happened. Sam Blees got the lead back as we were watching all that. In the tow. Pops out.
Oh, classic move. He thought about moving, trying to move across, but thought better of it. Good. Oh, a quick dart back. This is great, isn't it?
Yeah, well defended to keep that. Just thought we'd better see that again.
Oh, you know, I'm thinking just how much the smiles in these cars must be a foot wide because.
Just have a look at the times. Look at the times.
Oh my goodness me!
So even
What?
SDK can't separate these two. That's unbelievable.
Get a photo of that, heaven's sake.
I've never seen that before. I've never seen SDK record an
Identical.
absolutely identical time.
Fastest laps as well.
Yes. It's just
Unreal.
silly. It's just silly. Unbelievable.
Well, there you go. That's quite a compliment, because that must be just about the ultimate line, getting close to it.
I know.
Because they're fighting, aren't they? You know.
Honestly, I've never seen that. That's just bizarre. Bit fragmented back here. Jamie Jeffrey, I did wonder. His time was so good in practice, I thought he might just disappear off down the track. Jamie Wilson trying to keep him honest. JB's kept his position that he took from Carl Hardy. And Carl Hardy finds himself a little bit further down than where he wants to be. He may be able to get this back, though. He's not going to do it if he dives that deep into that corner.
He's braking badly wrong there.
Yeah, and then Andrew Littler, a little ways back now, to be fair.
I'm probably missing Fiona.
Yes, I would think so.
Fiona's working on her tan.
Yes.
Good luck with that. She said it was foggy.
Really?
Well,
where's she gone? Ibiza with a glow stick and a whistle? Or?
Gone somewhere sunny.
Yeah.
She deserves it as well, after all the work she's put in with her mum. Hearing family, her and her brother. Yeah, it's good to see, but it's very hard on the family when the carers, isn't it?
Yes.
We know these situations.
All too well. So Jason Landry just trying to pick the cleanest line he can, I think, at the moment, and keep on terms with Sam Blease. Let's see what the times do this time.
That wasn't Sam blinking, was it?
I hope not.
Oh, hello, he's got purple again.
He has. He's gone a bit faster. Jason not quite as fast this time round. Look at the minimal input he's putting into the wheel.
I know.
Very carefully done. Moderating the gas.
Do that, don't you?
Yeah, when I'm going through here, I'm putting way more turn into the wheel than that.
I don't know how these guys do it. I really don't. They've got some kind of magic going on, because I've got a really fantastic semi-cube, fantastic, fancy wheels, cube wheels, Asher wheels, and I can't steer the way that he does. It's a bit lungy.
Yeah, I'm very similar to you in that respect. Whereas, I mean, that was a hairpin, and it didn't even look like he was putting full lock into the wheel.
My arms would have been crossed up.
Yeah, me too.
But then, there's so much to learn and so much to appreciate.
Yeah, and
the thing is,
sorry,
yes. Go on. Well, when you're like I am, and a lover of it, but not terribly skillful, but I love it, and I've got a huge appreciation for the people who are good at this. I mean, even if I'm off, even if I'm out of a race, repaired out of it, I'll still go back and watch, because you can get in the cockpit and you can sit in with some fantastic drivers. You can learn a lot, and you can just get the feel and admire the way these guys handle the cars, the judgment and the precision of the handling. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and Carl Hardy seems to have sorted out whatever woes he had, and he's caught back up with JB very, very rapidly.
Yes,
and
glad to see that.
Taking some nice lines through some of these corners now. Maybe the tyres just weren't hot enough for him at the first.
I was surprised to see JB pulling away from that. It seemed like quite easily. So this is a bit better from the captain.
And at the very front, the two leaders are both underneath 2 minutes 20, but Jason Landry is now the one with the fastest time.
Wow. Well, look at this. By what, is that 700ths of a second or something?
Yeah, that's loads. Sorry, no, that's 7,000ths of a second.
7,000 a second. How much of a bumper is that then, Pete?
That's just the paint. The depth of the paint.
Yeah, I don't think there's an awful lot between those two.
Not including the lacquer. Not including the lacquer.
The trouble is, well, it's not a trouble because it's great, but they're not only evenly matched in pace, they're really evenly matched in their race acumen, I think.
Yeah.
Both very experienced and smart drivers. So I'll be interested to see if they try and outsmart each other in the main feature race, because they're going to be locked together, aren't they, all evening?
I think so.
Credit.
Yeah. I mean, they'll be loving this because this is why they
absolutely. Exactly. No, Sam will be appreciating, and this will be great for them. They're away there. They've got a bit of a gap. They don't have to worry about behind, and they can just express themselves like the artists they are.
Yep. And just to let everybody know, Spencer McCarthy isn't dead after all. He's on the chat.
Good evening, Spencer.
He's shouting for JB at the minute, who's holding Carl off at the moment very well.
Fantastic battle now that Carl's got his pies in order.
Yep. Must have moved them forward so his brake balance was better. But at the minute,
the problem with that, when he's trying to move them forward, they have to go past his mouth. Tricky.
So these two absolutely thrashing it out. I think
no old sport is there. You can see that the way that you can just see by the way the cars are handling and the way they sit on the road. There's absolutely no old sport with these two. They're going at it, hammer and tongs. Fantastic.
And I think Spencer would have enjoyed racing with these Impulse boys.
Well, I'm sure. Let's hope we get the chance to see that because.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, too right.
Yeah. I'd love to see Spencer race anyway, so
I know.
Yeah, will be great when he pops back up again.
I do believe that JB and Carl are both catching Jamie Wilson. Last time round,
yes, they're motivated, aren't they? They're racing hard against each other. They're a bit like the situation that we've got. It's like a mirror image. These are going at it as hard as they can. And, of course, Jamie is just like, he's in a bit of no man's land. And these might just actually ignite him to push him on a bit. Either that or he's going to fall into their clutches and we'll have a three-man group and that would be fantastic. So let's see.
Yeah, Carl definitely sorted out whatever issues were slowing him down earlier. Not going to get a cutback on this occasion at turn 1. Oh no,
you can see the potential there, eh?
Oh no, that wasn't turn 1. That was the last turn. See?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was
they look alike.
Oh my god.
They're so that look alike. I think on this circuit.
Yeah, Carl thinks
that. If you lose your concentration for a second, you don't know where you are.
Carl thought that JB wasn't going fast enough, so he was giving him a push down the road.
Well, an amiable help.
Far too much going on for Spencer at the moment, but he will be back one day, he says, which we look forward to, definitely. One of the most dynamic drivers that's been in the league ever, I think.
Fantastic driver, Spencer. A gentleman and a wonderful driver to watch and appreciate. Yeah.
Oh God! I joined that at just the right time. I thought he was going to park his car in Sam Bleeze's boot.
They've got that line pinned, haven't they, through there? Did you see that? They're on rails. They're rails.
I'm afraid I have to hate them because I can't do that. Here we go.
No.
Down the inside he goes. A cutback. This is going to be a cutback, surely.
No. Well, he just, carried that pace through, didn't he?
Yeah.
I would have had to have lifted in some way, and I would have definitely lost a bit of pace there. And someone would have had me.
Yeah. Spencer's got the fighting talk on. He says he's going to get that gold banner when he gets back into the league.
Oh well. he blooming well deserves it. So I'd like to see him with one, frankly.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he doesn't get one soon, he's going to get one by an honorary award for it, aged driver award.
Yeah, I used to work for a company that we used to joke that if you worked there for 1 year, you got a gold watch because the turnover of staff was so much. Similar principle, you stay in here long enough, you're going to get a prize. The opposite is true, as Carl Hardy makes an issue of this.
Now, well,
JB's kind of giving him...
They're closing the gap a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, but look at the run that JB's going to have if he can get the toe.
Oh, these two are just... They're both in the same Discord room, so there's...
Are they really?
Yeah. There'll be a amiable discussion about this going on at the moment.
Yeah. I think there'll be some swear words exchanged. Right, so that's been exchanged back again. Because we're getting into the dying embers of this now.
Oh goodness, are we really?
I think we may be on the last lap and we haven't noticed.
Oh.
Because, or maybe not, I don't know, I can't tell where they are on track because the damn track map doesn't work, does it? Oh, look at this, we're at the end of the lap and I think we are going to go one more. We're going to go one more, I think. Is that a white flag or a checker flag? I can't even tell. It's a white flag, right? Okay, we're going again.
One more, yeah. Mr. Landry's put his foot down slightly. He's dropped it into 21s again.
Yeah, and Jason Landry did a little wiggle to defend against Sam sending it down the inside or doing anything down the inside of there.
Well, this is a bit of an important lap. He won't want to give it away now because...
No way.
How are you going to get it back?
We're going to have to go on board here with Sam Blease.
It's on ice, isn't it, this one?
Look at how he closes in.
I mean, Sam's a demon overtaker, and if he gets half a chance, he'll whip past. But
he will.
Will he get that half a chance from this extremely skilled and experienced impulse driver?
I know, Jason Landry's not easy to catch, let alone overtake.
Well, it's a bit.
Big sweeping entry here from both of them, which nullifies any advantage Sam might have wanted.
Oh, the blind crest.
Yeah. I can tell you that behind the gap is about steady, and Carl Hardy is stretching away from JB. You have to watch that overtake.
Nearly a second faster on that lap.
Yeah.
That's significance. They've been locked together.
I can only believe that there was something going on the overtake, but we'll see. As these two make it. Oh, look at that, Sam Blease! Oh my!
Well, I think he's running out of chances, isn't he? And he's
tried it on many turns.
Yeah, he's giving it his all, and that's all you can do. Jason's wily old. I'm sure he's got eyes on that mirror.
Yeah, this is. Well, that was probably somebody's only possible place to do it, and Jason absolutely closed it off. So congratulations to Jason doing his little wiggle there, and Sam Blease.
Yeah, great race.
We're going to have to go back to these two because they're still very close together. They never did catch up with Jamie Wilson.
No. Jamie was motivated.
Carl has let JB go, so I'm assuming, whilst we wait for Andrew to come round, it was to do with this. Let's have a little look. Did this lead to JB going off track, whatever this was? No. JB was just wide on that turn.
That was beautiful, the way they went around there. It was very graceful.
It was, wasn't it? I don't understand, therefore, why Carl let JB take that position. He must have felt responsible for something, but we're through it now and we can't watch it anyway because that's just what happens in heat races. You get kicked out straight away. So, has this worked this time? Yes, right, okay. So, round 11 here at Cota. Jason Landry takes the win for Impulse Racing over Sam Blees. That's not how they finished the race. Is it? Yes, it is. Yes, sorry. Maybe in silly. Sam Blees finished second. Good grief. For Hydros Geodesic Racing. Jamie Jeffrey had a bit of a lonely race, but it's a very successful one. Last step on the podium for Coupes and Convertibles Racing at CTR. Jamie Wilson also had a reasonably quiet race, although he was getting caught at one point in fourth for Team Chimera. JB Dejoux finished fifth for BSTV Esports Blue. Sixth was Carl Hardy for Safeguard by Result. And Andrew Littler finished on lead lap and gets himself a top 10 finish. Yay! Hey!
Now look at that. Look at those times, Pete. This, you see the guy in third.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie. Oh no, Jamie's only lost 14 seconds, and Jamie Jeffrey only lost 6 seconds.
Yep.
And he was chasing those two, and they were hard at it all that race.
And they basically finished on the same small, tiny bit of tarmac.
Yeah. And I think they've done very well. I think both the James have done well. Jamie has had to produce pace there by himself, no toe, all by himself. Only lost 6 seconds over that. That was brilliant. And and same for other Jamie, because when you're not pushed, you tend to just settle into your rhythm and you're comfortable. Nobody's threatening you. You're trying to catch the guy in front, and but you're running on as even. So I think Jamie got a bit more inspired when he saw JB and Cole coming his way, because they didn't get, they closed for a while, didn't they? But once they got to a certain point, they weren't getting any closer.
No, absolutely that. I think with this, it's a full reverse grid, so Andrew Littler's going to lead them away. If he doesn't decide to start from pit road or something like that. Carl Hardy will be on the front row in this second race as well. We know he can be fast. We saw him run away once before, and Jamie Wilson's done a similar thing in the past. So I think this second race is going to be quite an exciting prospect, and we're not far off going to it now, I don't think. Let's have a look at how long's left in this session. Just 2 minutes left. Usually you'll see the drivers make their way around and do a practice pit stop, but because the lap is so long here, I suspect they're all going to have a little bit of a rest, probably going to have a wee, get some hydration inside them, and get ready for the race proper. That's JB that's joined pit road there, so he's obviously...
Well, the pit lane's 20 minutes long, isn't it, Pete?
Minimum, yeah. I mean, that's if you fold it in half.
So you could land a 747 on that comfortably.
On all parts of this track, a 747 would look like one. You remember micro machines in the 1990s or 80s or whenever it was? That's what it'd look like. Just unreal. But yeah, let's talk about V8s. So our other running league at the moment.
Yes, and very exciting.
Honestly, the last race, whilst it's quite a dry area of the year for sim racing, and it happens every year. This, which is why we're not really that concerned, because they come back in droves afterwards. Miami Road Course is the next destination. That's on October 28th. So it's not this weekend coming. It's the one after. That's going to be a bit different because nobody can remember driving it ever. It's a roval track as opposed to a road. And it's a course B, and nobody can remember driving course A, let alone driving course B. So that one's going to be a bit tasty.
I don't remember driving it, Pete.
I can't even. No, honestly, I don't think I've ever driven that. I didn't even know that Miami had a. I didn't know that Miami had a roval. Honestly.
I think they just use it for the cocaine gangsters to practice their getaways.
That's brilliant. Oh dear. So yeah, there's some that's going to be a really interesting race or pair of races, because it's a 30-minute followed by a 60-minute. But similar principle to this, just 10 minutes extra on the first one and 20 on the second. As we cut to our second race. So
that's a wicked view, that.
Isn't it? It shows you how sharp that is, doesn't it? When both of them are in perspective.
How does he get around there with so little lock?
Don't know. Black magic. So Andrew Littler will lead us away. Carl Hardy will be off the front row with him. JB Dejoux will go off second row with Jamie Wilson next to him. Excuse me. Jamie Jeffrey will go off on row 3 with Sam Blease next to him, and Jason Landry will bring up the rear of this one. And yet again,
I think this is great. I think this is exciting. I'm looking forward to the start of this one.
Yeah, it's great to see Andy Littler has joined the field. As Sam Blease now joins, and the lights will start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and green flag at Cota.
Oh, smoke.
Yep, I think that was Andy Littler lighting up his wheels.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be at all surprised. I would have lit my wheels up as well.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the melee at the moment, as everybody
he'll go
wide,
nicely.
Yeah, wide
very nice.
Turn 1.
Yeah. All experienced drivers know each other, you see.
Yep.
It makes a difference.
JB Dejoux is the getaway driver at the minute, and Carl Hardy, is he slowing up Jamie Jeffrey? I know Jamie Jeffrey's going to want to get past him quick, because Jason Landry and Sam Blease will be hot on his tail very quickly.
Well, he's definitely holding them up.
Ooh,
look at this. Look at this. They're going to get in his boot if he's not careful.
Yeah, well, Carl had a bit of a problem, I think, heating up the tyres in the first race. So he may well end up being the cork in a bottle if he can't get heating the tyres in this one as well.
Oh, I was hoping there that JB was going to get away and start forming a bit of a gap. But
look at that, even the blimp cam is from the Mir space station at this track. Unbelievable. And that's Jamie Wilson. Is he going to have a look on Jamie Jeffrey or not? At the back of that little 3-car train. Yes, he is having a look. And he's later on the brakes. He's going to make an issue with this. And turns Carl Hardy in the process.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Ah.
That was looking pretty tasty for a while. I think Jamie Wilson has got damage on that front right. Can't see it yet because the camera's on the wrong side of the car.
Yeah, let's hope he's got no damage.
No, I think he is damaged, but he's going to have to sweat it out because there's no point in pitting just yet. You're going to have to do at least 4 laps, I think, or something like that. We'll watch that again in a second, and we'll watch it from Jamie's on board. We'll just get everybody round the first lap. And JB takes home a point for leading laps.
Yes, and
at the minute,
all shook up.
JB has the fastest lap of the race. Because everybody else was scrapping.
Everybody else is scrapping. Yeah, no.
Right,
Come on, JB.
Let's have a quick look at this, and we're going to watch it from on board with Jamie. On board. Here we go. So that car in front disappears, so he freaks and jumps to the left. Gets later on the brakes. Still on the brakes, and oops.
Oh. So what happened to Jamie? Oh, I see. We could come see what happened from this.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Jamie Jeffrey got through anyway.
He did,
doesn't
yeah.
look like he's taken any damage or anything.
No, and I think he's still, if we go back to live running, I think he's still in the sandwich between Jason Landry and Sam Blease. He is. Now, will Sam Blease try some sort of fuel-saving effort around here? I don't know how you could even save like a massive amount of fuel because there's so much on the gas around here.
Yes, but if anybody can do it, it's Sam, and he would definitely be have it in mind
Yeah.
because we saw how close they were in the first race, and it could be that if he could make half a second in the pits, it could make all the difference at the end of the race.
Yep, absolutely. So 4 Elantras lead 2 Velosters, and Andy Littler's not that far behind, which is good.
Yeah.
Right,
Get your apexes, Andy.
don't know which battle to watch. Everybody's battling right now. So there's 3 paired battles. JB is holding off Jason Landry, which is brilliant to see. Jamie Jeffrey is definitely holding off Sam Blease, who doesn't think he's going fast enough, so he's helping him round the corners.
Oh, JB.
Where did JB go? Oh, he's filed back in nicely. I like that. That was good. Sam Blease has lifted Jamie Jeffrey out the corner, but giving him room, and JB's got to slow down. Really? The first time he was up a ladder, he was down. Oh, well. Right, so Jamie Jeffrey fighting this, though, up the top of the hill. I don't know whether he'll get a cut back or not. No, he's on the outside and having to stay there. And then the 2 Velosters, the battle of the Velosters. Still with Jamie Wilson at the moment.
I expect, well, it's a massive lap, and you think the tyres would heat quite quickly.
But you're straight lining for such a long time.
Yes, I think you're right. I think they're slow getting up to temperature.
Yeah, and JB, I think, has got either red hot tyres or 2 cold tyres now. I don't know which it'll be. I don't know what made him go and straight line that corner. And do you know what? It's not even an event on my tracker, so I can't even go back and watch it.
Ooh.
Oh, dear. Can't get any closer than that without needing to be surgically removed.
Well, that's either a 4-pointer or a 0 contact, isn't it?
Contact. Definitely. Sam Blease with the fastest lap up to this point now, 2:21.584. And 3 for the lead at the minute. These 2 battling will keep Jamie Jeffrey interested here.
Yes, and if he can get in tight, I think he can keep with him, don't you?
I think he's got the capability, definitely. We've seen it in other races. We've seen races where... Sorry,
yes.
go on.
No, well, I just think it adds an interesting third element to this battle at the front that makes it interesting for us, doesn't it? Because if he can stay with them, this is a completely different thing than man against man. That third driver is always the mystery component.
Yeah. We've seen races where Jamie Jeffrey could easily have been the winner of the race, and it's just not worked out for him. That's a nice time from Sam Blease there. 2:20.9 is the only one in the 2:20s right now. Why is JB Dejoux not post? Oh, he didn't post the time because he had it off track, of course. He's now.
Tom Cross was getting that bit of toe, wasn't he? He'll be getting that bit of toe from Jason. So I wouldn't. I don't think the lap times mean an awful lot at the moment, do you?
Not at the minute, no. It's worth noting who's striding away from one another.
Yeah, well, look at JB.
I know, he's pulling away from the 2 Velocity. Ooh, I was going to say... I don't know what line he was on there. I think he was on the farmer's tractor line. I don't really know. But he was very wide at the exit of that S's sequence. Maybe that's just the Elantra way. Who knows?
Well, he's maybe it wasn't his best lap time anyway, so...
no. So, these 3 forging ahead.
Hang on, Jamie. Hang on, lad.
Yeah, keeping it, Jamie Jeffrey.
It's a tough ask, Pete, but you know, he'll be absolutely eyeballs out trying to stay in the toe of these guys. There's, you know, we know this precious little toe compared to what it used to be with these cars now, but he will be eyeballs out trying to stay with them. And I know exactly how he feels. You know, you just leave it that little bit later on the brakes. You know, you just try and hustle at every corner because it's when you're just a fraction slower out the corner, that's when they start to gap you, and you have to sort of do the dive of death at every corner, try and just eke away at that, stop the gap expanding.
Yeah.
Not really about closing it, but about stopping it growing.
Yeah.
And it forces you into taking more risk possibly and being slightly outside your comfort zone. At least it does with me.
Yeah. Oh no, without a doubt, you are absolutely right. You can see, just look at the wheel and how much lock he's putting in compared to what we saw of Jason Landry. There's a lot more angle in that wheel. He's nearly crossing over, and we didn't see that at all on the lap where we were on Jason's car.
Yeah, it's a real full-on mystery.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
Much further over at one point. And following these guys will help Jamie Jeffrey, even though he races in the real world, etc. It'll still help him to follow these guys and pick lines and braking points and things like that.
Well, we know that it's a different art. We know they try and make it as realistic as possible, but it's a different art.
Yes, it is. Well, for a start, if you hit the wall, you don't get injured, do you? You know what I mean?
And you don't get a bill from the insurance, even better.
Yeah.
I know. He's there again with his 29s, they're all at it.
Yes, they are.
What's the 20? I can't see. That purple is hard to read.
It is. It's a 20.307.
Yeah. Oh, they're both in the 20.3s then. Oh, goodness me. That's not close enough for you lads. Come on, the 20.3s, is that the best you can do?
Oh, yeah. Sam Blease is creeping up again on the back of Jason Landry. And I don't know whether that's because Jamie Jeffrey has fallen away a little bit, and now he's not looking in his mirrors so much, so he can focus on the car in front a little bit more. We know that does happen.
Maybe he's just trying to advance his fuel-saving strategy.
Yeah, they've got very different lines into these corners, and I don't know whether that was an attempt at an overtake or not from Sam Blease, or just to put Jason off his rhythm. Because that can do as much damage as anything else, can't it? It puts someone off their rhythm. They'll approach the next corner a bit of a different line, not the line that they wanted, and then you might get an accident out of them or something like that.
Sure. Well, you know, you can make somebody go wide very easily just by disturbing their braking and their concentration just by a fraction of a second.
But you're right, that last turn there, both of them, in fact all three of them just then, look like they're on rails going through there. To coin your term from a bit earlier. And it looks to me like these two have caught JB.
Yeah, that's not been easy tonight, so well done to them. But, of course, Jamie Wilson had the pace of these two in the first race.
Yes.
Just slightly. They weren't able to catch up to him.
No, so I think there's some good racing still to come. I think that the pit window is now open based on previous races. So we might see the first car to pit road on this lap. I don't know what the tactic would be on a track where you've got such a long lap. Is there an advantage one way or the other to undercut or overcut? I'm not sure.
Well, that's beyond me. That would involve strategy, tactics, and intelligent planning.
Yeah, me too.
I was just kidding. I just about managed to lace my boots up, Pete.
Yeah. Point car in direction of travel and try not to crash. That's usually my strategy. Doesn't work.
I did an official this week, Pete.
Did you?
Yeah.
In what? MX-5s?
Yeah. An advanced master.
All right, yeah. And did you do...
Started last, made 12 places,
12?
6th. Yes.
12?
Yeah, made 12 places.
Good grief. I might join you in some of those, you know. I do like the Mazda.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Well, the advanced masters, they're good. The standard of driving is quite good generally.
Yeah. Is that open setup?
No,
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 it's
you
fixed.
can, yeah, no, you can have, yeah, home setup. Sorry, yeah,
Open
it's an
setup.
home setup. Yeah, you can choose your setup. 40-minute race as well.
All right.
So
Nice healthy one. Yeah.
yeah, it's like 40 minutes is it's kind of nice. So it's different. We don't do much of that kind of racing really. Nobody we do 15-20 minute sprint races mostly.
Yeah.
So to do a 40 minutes is quite nice for me because I like endurance racing. So I'm comfortable doing hour-long stints basically. I'm comfortable with that. I like the feel of it, the way you can get into a rhythm and.
And which nights do you race Mazdas? Used to be
I
Mondays, didn't you?
I do the Clios on Mondays now, and the Mazdas on Tuesday, and with the Frolics on Friday in the Mazdas.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to join you for that this week.
Well, you're always welcome. Brock's open session in hosted. It's not password protected. Everybody's welcome.
Awesome stuff. And that's one of the key points for this and the V8 League and anything to do with BSTV. It's about a community and having great guys and girls that come and race with us and share setups, share experiences, learn and teach at the same time, usually on the same tracks. It's just something brilliant. So I'm very grateful for all the people that are part of the BSTV family, and that's everybody who races, watches, and participates in any way.
Yes, I think you're right to be. It's a very wholesome bunch of people. It is. I'm wondering about, we've had 7 laps here. No.
Nobody's
Are they
pitted.
going to go? Are they going to go and run them dry?
Maybe that is the tactic for a long track in these cars.
Yes, it would be. It's unusual because we've seen some very early pitters, haven't we? So,
yeah. Sometimes because of damage.
6 laps, haven't we? We've seen them going in at 6 laps, and that's on an ordinary size track, not 7 on this one.
Yep, exactly.
It's a lot further. So that's almost like a different strategy. We're almost into different strategy territory already.
Now,
so I just wonder if there's, what are they thinking? These two? Who's going to brake? Who's going to make that decision? It's we don't know. No. We shall find out. But oh goodness me!
Nobody on this lap, that's for sure, because everybody's gone through, with the exception at the minute of Andrew Littler, who's still a bit further back on the lap. But his car looks clean. Seems to be doing decent lines. So. All good for Andrew.
Yeah, well, he's by himself on the track, but he's not by himself in the race. He's in the Discord room with Carl and JB. He's involved in the chat and the discourse and the excitement of the race as much as we are.
Yeah, and that's another thing. All these guys, they're here racing. It's competitive. You can see it's competitive, but they're all in the same chat room having a chat at the same time. It's brilliant. I love it. So Sambly's closing back in on Jason Landry again. Is this a tactic? Is he going to wait for a mistake and then? Yeah, it's like an ebb and flow, isn't it?
Just as I'm saying, he will be trying to save fuel. He's the absolute master of saving fuel. He sees saving fuel opportunities where nobody else does.
Yeah, he's off the gas a little earlier than you would expect, but not massively, to be fair. I think he's properly racing this.
Yes, well,
we've seen him do extreme fuel saving
as well.
Yeah.
So maybe that gives him less, if he's saving as well, thinking that Sam's saving.
And reach some bizarre stalemate somewhere along the way.
They're both right to press the gas pedal in the end.
Yeah.
It's Pavlovian.
Yeah.
topple over your foot. Oh, what's that? It didn't press it on the gas. Gotta save fuel.
So,
Well, we shall see. It all will be revealed eventually, but
yeah.
oh god, the excitement! I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, the track
Well, look at
max
these
suddenly decided it wants to work.
Crike almighty!
So nobody to pit road still.
Just let me take me pause. That's popping up like that. Gave me a right startle.
What's that?
Let's take me pause after that thing popped up like that. Made me jump. Goodness, you know I'm an old man. Goodness me.
Right then. So, what is Carl and Jamie's answer to JB? They crept up behind him a minute ago, and then they've stayed. Oh, I can't believe this. Look at the times for Jason Landry and Sam Blease.
Oh, then you see now they were close before.
Now they're almost the same. Okay, that's just bizarre, isn't it? They are so evenly matched.
I wonder if they're aware of just how unbelievably close they are. And they're not even. I mean, like you said, they're not doing exactly the same lines either, but they're still managing to go remarkably quickly. So,
I mean, it does make me suspicious that somebody is managing to do some fuel saving, and he'll do the leapfrog in pit road.
Yes, well, that's kind of. I'm sure he's thinking that, but I'm sure Jason is thinking that.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
stalemate on thoughts.
They'll be
if nothing
trying
else.
to second guess each other.
Yeah.
And now we're on about the fourth guess.
Nice line from Carl Hardy there. Back to the leaders, because Sam is looking a little bit racier than he was just 2 laps ago.
Oh, we've had 9 laps now. They're well into the swing of it. We're halfway through the race. We've had 50% of this race, even though it doesn't really seem like it.
Yeah.
Can that really have been 20 minutes? Goodness me, these have been locked together like this for a very long time now, and I don't see how you're going to separate them except the pit stop.
Yeah, and I don't know that Sam Blease is going to want to pit at the same lap as Jason Landry.
Well,
why would you?
Yes, no, I mean, to me, he would be looking for the overlap, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he be? He'd be wanting Jason to go in the pits and him to get his foot down and do the super lap and squeeze out just in front of him.
Yep. Carl Hardy is close right up to the boot lid of Jamie Wilson, but he's not doing anything with it at the minute.
No, but it's not easy to close up to the boot lid of Jamie Wilson.
No, it's not.
So this is fine driving by the pair of them, and a very good attempt by Carl to keep in the race and stay up with Jamie, because Jamie had the pace for him in the first race. They couldn't close that gap. Jamie Wilson couldn't close the gap on Jamie Jeffries, but JB and Carl couldn't catch Jamie.
No.
And it was, what was it? It was about 5 car lengths, wasn't it? You know, as soon as they got to within 5 car lengths, I think Jamie just clogged it a bit more and they couldn't close the gap. So they're doing very well now. But is that saying that Jamie's being sly here? Because he's clever as well at this kind of stuff, a clever clogs.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And I'm not sure that, much as I love them, I'm not sure that JB and the captain are.
What happened there?
That wasn't smoke, was it?
That was an overtake.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It nearly was.
It was it was a scary, a frightener, that's for sure.
Well, all that's done is make Jamie Jeffrey close in again.
Yeah. Well, what's the gap between Jamie and Jason?
Jamie and Jason is 1.4 seconds. That's all it is.
Yes, I think the gap sort of goes up and down the barometer set by where Sam is.
Yes.
He looks like he's further behind. That's because Sam's closer up. Then he looks like he's closer because Sam's gone right towards him. It's kind of he's like on a yo-yo going backwards and forwards between them.
Right, let's have a look at what's happening back here.
Lap 11 and no pits.
No, this is unusual. We've not seen this for a long time. It must be big track tactic. That's all I can think.
Yes, because it's consistent across everybody, and normally we do get a different strategy from the handful of guys at the front from the guys in the middle. You know, they tend to have slightly different strategies. But these are all gone long, haven't they? There's no sort of earlies and mids in this lot.
No, full field. All on the same strategy now. I mean, you've got to go long now, right? Because...
Yeah, absolutely, haven't you? They've already done 11 laps. I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
And maybe massive laps. This is a lot of fuel got in 11 laps.
Jamie Wilson got a big, massive kicker off that yellow sausagey thing on the inside of the curb.
Oh, they're vicious little...
They're evil, aren't they? Evil.
Oh, they really are. Yes. To be avoided. That my dentures don't like them at all, let me tell you.
All my fillings, yeah.
And the thing is, they lurk. They lurk. You know, you don't realise just how awful they are. They look quite, innocuous initially until you get a car near them. Then they leap up and savage you wheel as you go by. Got iron jaws, I think. Oh, what was that? Goodness, that was scary stuff.
I know. That's,
hope you know where the brake pedal is.
Carl went to the outside and he's ahead until the corner, and then he's no longer ahead.
Well, he's carried good pace through there because that's a wicked corner, but they both carried good pace, didn't they? It was even Stevens.
I was going to say he's going to have to do cutback on every corner to get ahead, but he couldn't manage it on the third one.
Well, Jamie had to do a really good corner there because that was a big attack by Cole.
Yes.
And Jamie was up to the job, wasn't he?
He was.
Fantastic. And these two, well, their brake discs have been melted, so I'm glad not their brake pad.
Yeah. Fastest lap on that lap from Sunblees, 2:19.9. Oh.
Can you prove my theory? What's happening? Oh, got one.
We got one. Yeah, we got one. Jamie Wilson's pit road. So he's the first one to blink. Is this a nothing pit stop because it's in the middle?
Oh, it's not a drive-through, is it?
Oh no, it's definitely a standard scheduled stop. But
it seems to be going a long way. It's right at the end. Thank heavens.
Yeah. Is it between strategies though?
Well, lap 12, I'm not sure it is. We're well over halfway.
Yeah. But it's neither...
Well, you know...
It's neither an undercut or an overcut.
And yeah, it does puzzle me a bit because you'd think he would have been happy where he was with Carl there and JB running together.
Yep.
So, you know, he had company and a bit of shelter and a bit of somebody to race with, so... I wonder what his thinking is.
Get into a bit of clear track and not have the stress of someone so close to you.
Yes, I mean...
Could be that. Could be I just want to pit on my own with nobody around me because I prefer that as well. I don't like it when I'm under the boot lid of somebody heading into pit road at high speed. And I can't believe that Sam Blees is going to pit on the same lap as Jason Landry because that'll be the same for him. It'll be a...
come out unless his fuel savings could give him a faster exit from the pit.
Yeah, or a shorter time in his pit box or anything like that.
Well, you know, we don't know, and it's a fascinating thing. It's been on my mind since early doors because we really don't know. And I was surprised that one of them didn't go in early. I really was surprised that somebody didn't go that route, particularly Sam, because he's well known for doing the early pit stop.
He is.
But he's also well known for being cunning as anything with them. So.
And Carl Hardy has closed in ever so slightly on JB.
Well, he'll be chasing hard, won't he? You know, Once he sees JB in front of him like that, he won't be able to stop himself. His adrenaline will be going. He's a racer to his core, and it comes to all that stuff when he was a lad in the cart. It affected him, it warps your mind going in carts as a youngster.
It does, yeah.
So he won't be able to try and hold himself back. He'll be roaring and, absolutely after chasing JB. And JB will be seeing Carl and knowing exactly what Carl was thinking behind him and thinking, "You're not catching me, matey. You're not catching me."
Why is there such a big gap?
Whoa, now what's happened there? Pete, what's happened there?
I honestly don't know. There's nothing on the event tracker. That's the oddest thing I've seen today. And even Jamie Jeffrey is further back. So it wasn't like...
Slightly, yeah. It's not a huge difference, is it? But
no, but it's significant for a pit stop situation.
Yes, but this is... we just... Now, what's Jamie going to do as well? He's kind of... Because he's not exactly... He's not getting much toe, is he, now? And but he's not being held back either, so... Is there any advantage for him making an early stop? Or is he just going to wait until one of these two guys goes in?
True.
So, JB and Carl are still hard at it. And I'm wondering where did Jamie come out of the pits?
He's
plus 20 seconds.
Yeah, and that should be more. I thought he wasn't stopped for very long. Maybe the refuel isn't massive here. As everybody goes again, apart from
and there's Carl,
who's covering off the pit stop from Jamie Wilson. Obviously, these two both needed to use their fast repairs because they came together at the very beginning of the race. But where will Carl Hardy come out in relation to Jamie Wilson? He's not moving yet, and Jamie's at full chat going over the stripe.
Oh, this is close.
It is, but has Carl got the speed to get ahead? No, he doesn't. No. I mean, he's not far off him, so that's about nullified, I would say.
Yeah, that looked like honours even, didn't it?
It really did, yeah.
Very similar amount of fuel and everything.
And the gaps are starting to form.
This is that's half a second that Jason's had that lap.
Yep.
So we haven't seen that. So he's.
We're at 9 minutes to go, 8 minutes to go, sorry, and
most
of the field haven't pitted.
Yeah, well, I think Jason's got his boot down now to make a gap for the pits.
Right.
That's what he's doing, I think.
I wonder if Sam Blease has managed to save enough fuel to counter that.
We're going to find out fairly shortly, I would say, Pete.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to have to come in either this lap or the next. I can't believe they can go the full length of the race almost.
Well, I've been waiting to see somebody could do it. Knowing that there's been some reason, some cause that's had some attempting the nearly impossible.
Yeah.
That he hasn't really had any benefit from his valiant attempts, to be honest. So.
No, true. Oh, and Jason Landry and Jamie Jeffrey.
Yes, well, I thought Jamie would go in with whoever went first.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to me for him. But, okay, so Sam, full chat. How fast is this lap going to be? With his warm tyres.
Yeah, nice warm tyres, not a lot of fuel. Yeah.
He'll be absolutely pedal to the metal. This is his chance. And I really do mean that's his chance. We're 33 minutes into a 40-minute race. If he can make a get in front now and just get a couple of seconds. They've been so closely matched. This could be a titanic struggle for these last few minutes.
Yeah, this is the lap for Sam Blease to take some sacrificial off tracks, that's for certain. Just to extract anything he can get out of this one lap. Very nice. Coming through some of these turns. Oh, we've got a battle on here. Oh, we've got a big battle on here. My God. So JB's come out in the middle of it.
Look at this. Have all these three had their stops?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is brilliant. Look at this. Aren't we back to where we started from?
Pretty close. Yeah. Slightly different order.
Great. It's a heck of a compliment to how well everybody's driving.
Absolutely. I'm not giving the track any credit for it because I don't like it. But the drivers, absolutely.
Well, they've had to work hard to keep it this close, haven't they?
Yeah, I bet JB's thinking, what the hell? Because he was a good distance ahead, actually.
What have I got to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the Jamie Wilson pit stop magic.
Right, where is our leader? He's approaching the end of the lap. Is he going to have to come in this lap? Is he all out of the good stuff?
If he can get another one, he will.
No, he's going in.
Ah.
Wow, that is a fast pit lane entry.
Oh,
well,
no.
He won't be bothered about that, will he? Because he's about to get his car fully repaired, so it doesn't make any difference.
Won't he get a penalty for doing that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you get a dangerous pit lane entry for that. It's when you cross lines you get that.
Okay.
So I think he's taking a sacrificial bit of wall there.
That's going to add on to his pit time, though.
No, I don't think it will.
Oh, has he got a fast repair?
Yeah, fast repair.
Right.
But he's behind Jason Landry and by quite a margin.
Yeah.
Leaving the pits.
I don't think that's worked out.
And for some reason, Jamie Jeffries lost a massive amount of time in the pits. Let's have a quick look at pit lane times.
Right, because he was reasonably close to Jason, wasn't he? 10 car lengths?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, if that.
So he was stationary for nearly 2 seconds longer. So I think he's possibly overfueled.
Well, Jason could have well underfueled.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch this battle again because this is...
And of course, Jason was putting an awful lot of pressure just before this. If you remember,
he was, yeah.
He had created a small gap between him and Sam. So I think that was his effort to try and create the situation. He's actually successfully created, hasn't he?
Yep.
So these three...
This menage a trois, yeah.
These will be very happy chappies because they've had plenty on their hands. And they're all stretched.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Closed right up on Jamie on the way in.
Well, that's the way I have to drive. You have to sort of try and pull back what you've lost on the straight because you just slow through the corner. You have to sort of just bite it, don't you? You have to bite your lip and just leave it that little bit. I mean, it's possible to do it, and I do it quite a lot. But one day I look forward to the day when I come round the corner and they don't just pull away from me incrementally, a painful fraction of a second at a time.
Oh, JB nearly making contact with the back of Jamie's car. Jamie's like, I've only just fixed this. Keep off me.
Nearly contacts are okay, generally.
Yeah.
It's the next step up that we want to be worrying about.
Gap at the front is getting bigger and bigger. Jason Landry is pulling away.
Oh my word, that's significant. Look at that now.
Yeah, 2.7 seconds.
How's he done that? He's pushing on very hard, Mr. Landry. He really is.
He really is. Yeah. I mean, that was half a second faster than Jamie Jeffrey. I mean, he wasn't going that much faster previously. This is going to get... Oh, we're on white flag. I just noticed. Barney
Goodness
Barney
me.
and his twin are busy waving white flags. Oh, and JB's had a big look on the inside of Jamie Wilson. He's not managed it.
Ooh.
Nice effort, though.
Yes, good look. It was definitely showed intent.
Certainly did.
Well, I want them to get home clean now because, you know, we could have something on this lap. It's a long lap, and I just hope somebody isn't tempted for the dive.
Yeah, well, the Veloster showed how much more agile it was through those S's, but out of the S's, that Elantra has got a massive amount of legs on it.
Slowing fast out.
Yeah. Carl having a long stare.
Oh.
I think he's messed that up a little for himself, but it's worth the effort just to try and put the opposition off.
Yes, well, I think if he'd have got a reaction, he might have just been able to dive on the inside
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. And these three now. Oh, look at that. Jamie Wilson's gone mega defensive. He's going to take a tight turn into here, which might benefit JB.
Oh, this is great. Look at this.
It is.
They're trying to outthink each other out, trying to outdrive each other. Everything's on the table.
Carl is going to sneak
brilliant.
through. Carl sneaking through on JB.
Oh, goodness me.
No, he's not
going to get it.
We're going to have to watch this because that's Jason Landry crossing the line.
Oh, well done, Jason. Congratulations on that, mate. He drove away at the end there. Created a 3-second gap out of nothing.
I know. Very impressive.
Pure pace.
Back to
well
this.
done to Jamie Jeffrey. And look at this still.
Hello.
Well, Jamie Wilson had the pace in the first race. When it comes to the crunch, he's just got that vital quarter second.
Carl. Has Carl done this on the last turn?
Oh, go on. I believe he has.
Is there a cutback possibility? No, there's not, because that's the finish line
is
right
time? Oh, what a finish. Mind you, that's even Stevens, because didn't Carl give it back to JB in the first one?
He did.
So, great racing, guys.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well done, Andy. Here's Andy bringing it home, and really no distance away at all.
No. Very.
That's a fine performance on a really difficult circuit. And Andy's been by himself all evening, and he's just kept his head up and raced hard all evening. That's the spirit we like to see in iRacing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You see, the Backfire family doesn't just have super genius racers, it has people like me and Andy as well.
Yeah. Oh dear. Laughing too hard. So, penultimate turn and then last turn for Andrew Littler.
Yeah, and very nice lines, you know. Yeah. That was very, very nicely driven.
Very good.
Yeah, that car looks a bit... I don't know about the paint on that.
It's a different one, isn't it?
That's not the one that we've been for a roll in the field, is it?
Maybe. Right, what a stellar race that ended up being.
Well, they performed for us. Well,
yeah.
Honestly, thank you guys, because that was really well driven by all of you.
So, Jason Landry takes home yet more silverware as the winner of round 12 here at Circuit of the Americas for the TCR Challenge Cup. For Impulse Racing, Sam Blees finished second for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, and a third place tonight for Jamie Jeffrey for Coupes and Convertibles Racing, or CCR. Jamie Wilson finished fourth for Team Chimera. Fifth was Carl Hardy for Safeguard by Result. JB Dejoux finished in sixth for BSTV Esports Blue, and Andrew Littler rounded out the field in seventh for Spyro by Result. I'm going to try and find on my right hand screen. There we go. So that's two races that finished in the same order, funnily enough, or nearly, definitely for the top three. I don't know what Jason Landry managed to do in order to just put his foot down and stretch away. but whatever it was,
He must have just had that 0.5% extra AP that he just kept in reserve and produced it. When the chips were down, he just managed to produce that bit of extra speed just when you need it.
Yep, and it's the sign of a brilliant racer, really, isn't it?
Yes.
So we'll position the camera there.
But it takes two to make a race, and to give somebody like Jason a real serious race, you've got to be an outstanding driver.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, too right. Let's see if anybody's queuing yet. Oh, yes, we've got a few. So we'll start this round of interviews away with double victory winner, Jason Landry. Good evening.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Congratulations, Jason.
Big congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, race one, you were off the line like a whippet, and decided you were going to lead into the first corner, but you didn't have it all your own way. In fact, both races had a similar theme. Your ability to shake off Sam Blease was fairly limited until the dying moments of both races. But talk us through your time around Kota this evening, because it's not a track that most people enjoy racing. I don't like it personally, but I know that there's people that do. And you know, what's your take on the track? Even though you're a double winner, you're a little bit influenced in your decision, aren't you?
Yeah, just a little bit. But honestly, even before the race started, I love this track. So
Really?
there's something about
Right, okay.
is you can have some really good head-to-head battles, like you saw in the first race.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't have very many numbers, but me and Sam were battling it out for that first race. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. I can't count how many times you both switched places or were, neck and neck, and then it was sorted out by the exit of the corner. But what a thrilling race that first one was. A little less to and fro in the second race. You led it for such a long time after you made your way very skillfully and carefully through the field. And then Sam had a few little pops at you, but nothing that you couldn't repel. And I was surprised that Sam pitted when he did, after you guys. I thought he'd stick with you, but you maintained your lead by doing some good in-laps and out-laps, and then managed somehow to find a little bit extra in those last few laps. What did you put that down to?
Honestly, that was just no pressure from behind. Once I got that gap, it's just easier to pick the lines you want to pick without being defensive. Because there was definitely a few corners where I had to be pretty defensive. I think it's turn 15 in that that arena style. I had to be really defensive because Sam would pop it down the inside there quite a few times.
Yeah, it got a bit tasty at times. I thought there's got to be contact here, and I don't know whether there was some 0x's going around, but it looked pretty clean, to be fair.
Yeah, I think there's just the one opportunity where I think he ran into the back of me, but he apologized right away, and we just continued on. But Jamie Jeffries was right there with us. I was watching the gap. I'm like, come on, Jamie, come on, come get us.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Honestly, the whole thing was great, wasn't it? It was just a spectacle with you battling away and Jamie hanging on for all he was worth. It gave us quite a spectacle to watch and enjoy, Jason. Honestly.
Yeah, he was only at 1.6 seconds before our pit stop, so I'm not sure what happened with the pit stop, but he was right in it with us, so it was really fun to watch.
Yeah, his pit stop still time, as in his box time, was 2 seconds longer than yourself and Sam. And I think that's what did it for him. Because by then, of course, the tow isn't great anymore, is it, in these cars? And without any, it becomes a massive challenge, I expect. So I think that's what it was. But yeah, I did wonder, and I said it at the start, such a big track like this and a relatively small field, we get at this time of year, it's always the same in these leagues. The participation dies away, and it comes back with fury in the next season, funnily enough. We've got good plans for the next season of this already, and we hope that you and your fellow Impulse racers join us for that, because there's a few fast guys returning, I think. But yeah, what a fantastic night's racing. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Shout out to you guys. Obviously for putting on a nice show for me to rewatch later, and then for my family too. My team, Impulse, and then Sam for putting on an awesome race, both races to be honest. And I already mentioned Jamie, Jeffrey there. It was really fun seeing him keeping it up.
Awesome stuff. We were thoroughly entertained, weren't we, Alan?
Oh yeah, honestly, it's been. I think these last few weeks we've had the real cream of some exquisite racing, some really refined, cultured, classy driving by people, and it's been a joy, honestly.
Yeah, I think me and Sam kind of talked beforehand. I was like, let's just go all out against each other. We're like, there's not that many people. Let's just put on a show. Let's go all out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And well, you did it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we will see you next time out, and we look forward to it, absolutely. Jason Landry, everybody.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.
Thank you, Jason.
What a great guy he is.
Yeah, lovely man.
Yeah, they're all really...
Isn't it amazing? All these people, immensely talented, but so humble and really warm people. It's a pleasure to interview, and great to have them in the league.
And it makes you wonder why they chose Wobbly to join their
it does.
I mean,
oh, well, he's a fast talker.
Well, yeah. Okay, so from one amazing racer to another amazing racer, because there was really nothing to split them other than a couple of tenths along the way. And I think retaining the fastest lap in that race, yes, he did, is Sam Blees to the booth. Good evening.
Evening, guys.
Evening, Sam.
I was concerned because it's a big track. I was also concerned because there weren't many races this evening. But behind you guys, when I say you guys, I'm talking about 3 cars now. You, Jason, and Jamie. There was one hell of a battle going on, which we watched for quite a while and were very entertained. But the very front of this field, you and Jason, that was a dogged battle for 2 full races.
Absolutely. It's you only need 2 cars to have a good race, and I think nearly everybody did.
Yeah.
So, me and Jason, we were on exactly. I think I pipped both fastest laps in the end the pole.
You did.
But that is not representative of outright pace. We were almost identical in different parts of the track.
You need to watch the replay back, because something happened that I've never seen before, and that was you and Jason posted the fastest lap of the race the exact same time, and SDK recorded it as both of you holding the fastest lap at one point at the same time.
Oh, wow.
I know, I've never seen it.
To the thousandths of the seconds, Sam.
Unreal.
I saw 3 pop up on JRT where we were within like 100th. And there was one that was within 1,000. There was one that was like a 505 and a 506. And I saw a couple of others that were really almost identical. But it was just cracking racing. Like I feel like I should have taken at least one of them. But the first
Utterly cheated.
The first one was crazy. It was just great racing, side by side, forever and ages, and it was just brilliant driving. Like from him to stay ahead, and he just threw a cheeky move on me, and I couldn't quite make the comeback work.
It was just brilliant. Sorry. Just brilliant. I almost prefer these short field races sometimes, because you can really focus on what individual drivers are doing. You can spend some time looking at their lines, because we were commenting that you and Jason had different lines into a lot of corners, but then by the time you got to the end of the lap time was identical, and you were like, how can that even be possible? It's just different strengths, different setups, and each one favours the individual driver. I mean, I've loved it, and I was thinking I was about to get a 20-minute followed by a 40-minute nap. No such chance with you two on the track. Any proper standout moments for you?
I I mean, the whole of race 1 was you know, it was a back and forth battle. Yeah, I've got my excuses in race 2. My headset died like 5 or 6, so I was right on him, and then my headset started beeping, and I had to switch headsets, and that's where I lost the second.
We saw that, didn't we? There we go.
We didn't know what had happened.
Yeah, just couldn't. I just never got my rhythm back after that. Like it takes. I'm one of those people that when I change something on the rig or a setting in the game, it takes me a while to adjust. It takes me a while to ramp back up to the speed. And even just a different headset, like I went from a wireless one to a wired one. Sounds a bit different. Shift like for a while I had one in one ear and one in the other while I was trying to do the shift over, and you can hear things were just like a tiny, like you just get like almost an echo on stuff.
Yeah.
And it was it was just enough to throw my concentration off.
It's a distraction, Sam, isn't it? It's just a distraction. You know, you don't need it, do you? Because you're right on the edge of your concentration anyway, aren't you? You know, that was superb.
Takes you out of that
tonight.
And you just don't get back in. It's really hard. And then I wasn't planning to stop, basically.
Right. What at all?
But no. So I'd seen Jason. if there was a 12 or 13 car grid, I was going to no stop it.
Right.
And I'd seen Jason practicing the same thing in a session earlier on. So I had a chat with him before and said it's going to be really boring for both of us if one goes for it and one doesn't.
Yeah, true.
So we agreed not to.
Right. Well, that's good. It's more entertainment for the rest of us.
Yeah. You know, it would have just otherwise been one of us driving a second and a half off the pace, one of us going flat out. And just basically really boring broadcast and really boring for both of us, probably.
No, we think you made the right choice in that regard then, Sam, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. I do think so. But because of that, I hadn't practiced pit entry. So I don't know if you saw it. I completely and utterly messed that up. Crashed into the wall and...
yes, we saw it, yes.
And I had my limiter on about 50 metres too early.
For you. And Pete wasn't scared for you because he was confident that you were going to be fine and get an instant repair. It wouldn't matter, but... I did get the repair, and it was only time loss, but it was enough that I think without that I might have come out alongside. Right.
Oh, okay.
Because I if I hadn't dropped that second and a half or whatever it was, I'd have been ahead by about a second after the stops.
Right.
Because I had an extra lap of fuel, so I had a shorter stop, and if I'd gone in as quickly and efficiently as Jason had, I'd have got out slightly ahead of him, I think.
Right.
Because I lost that time and messed up the stop, any one of those might have put me alongside. Both of them put me behind, and it just messed the end of the race up for me. But it's that's how it goes. And he's already got a 200-point penalty for changing cars. So actually, from a championship perspective, it doesn't matter to me. Miguel's not here, and that's. Drop weeks come in, so that's more what matters to the championship going forward for me. So 2 seconds with some bonus points, and bizarrely, given it was Kota, not too many incidents. I think it might be my lowest of the season. I've 1 in race 1 and 6 in race 2.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Well, it's gonna pop you straight into second in the championship, because David's not here either.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot.
So
they'll both get this as a drop round, but
yeah, true. Yeah. But I think they're going to stride on.
Still, keeps it tight, keeps it open.
Yeah. No, wicked, good stuff. Where do we go next? I've not even looked. Anybody?
I have no idea.
I'm going to find out now. Just give me a sec.
I like the surprise.
Okay, Laguna Seca.
Oh.
Yeah.
Continuing the American leg of our.
Yeah, and then back to the UK after that for
trying to save money on flights again. They're cheapskates, honestly.
These sim flights are very expensive. So, anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and start practicing for Laguna Seca?
Well, thanks again to Jason. It was great racing. It was really clean, fair fight. He's a cracking driver, and the stars of the line, we had exactly the same pace and over a big lap as well. It's not like it's not like we were matching around a 45 or 60-second lap. No. It's nearly 2.5 minutes, and we were still doing exactly the same lap time. So that's good to see. Thanks to you guys for hosting and putting the broadcast on. I look forward to watching that back. And I don't know if Jason Huntington's watching, but he's making noises about coming back, so maybe we can persuade him to join us for next round of the championship and get a couple of people back. I know we had a few sort of regulars missing tonight, but I mean, as we've seen, it doesn't diminish the quality of the racing. No. And as long as there's someone around your pace, you can have a good race. So, yeah.
Honestly, Sam, that's been our experience. These last few weeks, it's been absolutely the cream of racing. It's been condensed skill, and it's given Pete the chance to actually focus on a battle for extended periods and see really great racing instead of having to shoot around, with the camera here, there, and everywhere. It's been a lot more considered and really very enjoyable.
I mean, it just means you don't have to worry so much about missing something, does it? Because you've got that much more, like you said, breathing room to do the replays if you need to, and to let something develop rather than go, something's happened. You can spend a bit of time. So no, it's always good stuff, and it's good to see. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming out, and it'd be nice to see those numbers coming up a bit because the more the merrier, and we have drivers signed up and sort of maybe some regulars who are taking the season off that could have made that a 5 or 6 car battle for the lead rather than a 2-car battle. And I'm not knocking it. It was really good fun, but hey, it would have been even more exciting with 6 of us on there, wouldn't it?
Definitely. And we're going to do Pro and Am next season, so that's actually happening. And I think that'll attract some of the guys that used to race with us. It'll give the ones in the bottom 2/3 something to have a pop at. So I think
you're not careful. I'll be bloody signing up, matey. You're not careful, I tell you.
I don't know how you're going to talk and drive at the same time, though, Alan. That's going to be a challenge.
And, you'll manage.
And drink whiskey.
No, that could be a problem.
Roving correspondent in the car. That'd be good.
Classic. Oh dear. Right, we'll let you go and do some celebrations, watch the broadcast, and chill out for the rest of your evening. Sam, please, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Sam. Well done, matey. Yeah, well done indeed.
Awesome. And then last into the booth for this evening, if I can click the right buttons, that is Jamie Wilson. Good evening.
Yay!
Right, are you back fully fighting fit after your injury?
Close enough.
Close enough.
I'm not hobbling around quite so much, but.
Well, consistency, and you get 2 4th place finishes. That's not shabby at all in this league. Even if the grid was fairly significantly diminished this evening, I think the track put people off. I was concerned that it was going to be a bit of a snorathon, and it certainly was not. And I think you can testify to that. Was it race 1 with the dive down the inside and the hit on Carl? No, that was race 2.
That was race 2.
That was race 2. Race 1, though, was the same protagonists, just a slightly different order across the line. But you led the 3 of them over the line both times.
Yeah, I mean, they were still trying to chase me down in both occasions. The first race, I got a super cheeky look up the inside of Jamie Jeffrey at turn 1, and then, foot injury or not, kicked myself out of contention for it down at the hairpin. I just scuffed the entry of it and then just lost that again. And yeah, it's just a matter of kind of managing and watching the battle behind me between JB and Carl.
Yeah. How did the Veloster fare on this track? I mean, lots of big straights, but also some agility required, which is sometimes the mainstay of the Veloster, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was basically a gyroscope going through the first corner. The first sector, sorry. That section, I was basically, like I've said before, aim at the scenery and miss kind of mode through there. But I seemed to have an advantage over Carl and JB through there. And that's where I made the pass on JB at the end of race 2 there. I knew I was quicker through there, so I just absolutely threw it in. And I hung on for dear life, and I managed to catch it if it went wrong every time. So, yeah, I mean, it was the bit at the end there was super sketchy because, as you may have spotted, I was on 14 incidents. So that last lap.
Yeah, we don't get to see the incidents in this series because I'm the only one in the session, and I'd be showing it on the screen, and we don't do those things. But right, I didn't realise you'd hoovered up all of the 14. Right, okay.
Yeah. It was just a case of grabbing the car mid corner and then just putting you a little bit wide, that sort of thing. And when I'd at the end there under pressure, I was just thinking, oh God, please don't either nudge me so I go wide and I get like a 0 to 1, or nudge me and then they go wide and I get a 0 to 1. Or you know, all that. I was just cringing going into every corner because at that point I just didn't have quite so much pace. So.
No, well, it was certainly a vastly more entertaining pair of races than I expected it to be. We got to sit and watch some different lines from people driving the same car and going into multiple corners differently, but coming out at the end of the lap with the same times. It was a fascinating one to watch, actually.
Did you see, Jake? Did you see we got this 2 fastest laps on exactly the same time to the thousandths of a second? 2 purple laps.
That doesn't surprise me. I can't see that in the car because it's
yeah. But unreal. Honestly, we had 2 purple laps, the same lap, and exactly the same time to the second.
Yeah,
thousands.
Yeah. There's a precedent for this because if you remember, it's quite a few seasons ago now, but in the V8s, we had a race here on the west layout, the shorter layout, and on paper it was crap because there wasn't that much of a turnout, and this, that, and the other. But actually, if you watch that race back, it was brilliant.
Right.
And it was like the nadir of the V8 participation at the time, and look where the V8s is now.
Yeah.
So
right.
just because we have a low turnout at the moment on this track of all tracks, A, doesn't mean it's going to be a crap race because it wasn't, and B, doesn't mean anything in terms of the health of the series.
No, not at all.
No.
I'm not concerned by it, and we're going to include Pro-Am next season to attract a few people back and a few new people. But I'll properly advertise it this time because I won't have the distractions of what was going on with Mr. Bill Switzer for the next season. But yeah, that was great fun to watch, and I'm sure it was a blast to be part of.
And speaking of Bill,
yeah.
Because I thought Sam, I haven't heard if Sam mentioned this, but I would have put money on Sam doing a no stop here. And I thought, I was like, oh, do I do that as well? And I thought it's not in the Bill Switzer spirit of whatever to do that and make it boring. So that's why I elected to just go flat out and try and catch JB at the front end of that race. So.
Well, Sam said he was going to do it, and he contacted Jason Landry beforehand, and they agreed that they were going to race it out.
I heard the machinations of that happening, but not.
Oh, did you? Right. Okay.
Yeah. He said, "Oh, can you jump in the channel for a minute?" And that's what must have been what that was about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
but that's interesting that you were thinking of the same thing as well, Jamie.
I was looking at the numbers, and on lap 1, I was like, at the end of lap 1, I was like, if I'm going to do it, I have to commit to it now. And then I thought, but if I do that, I'm going to drop behind Carl, and I have to fall further back, and it's going to be really boring for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But it might manifest as something at the end, and that in a bigger field maybe it was viable, but it just wasn't worth the snooze factor.
No. And to be honest, we had the 3 of you gave us quite a performance, and it was exciting to watch. It was full of skill and very vivacious driving. Loved it.
Yeah.
And also on the subject of Bill, is the Brands Hatch Legends thing still on for? I think it was next Sunday, was it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that if I can make it.
That's the one that Sam Boozen's sorting, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. That's one of my favourite combos of all time. So
I'll give him a prod and make sure it's still going.
I do have a flash, but I'm hoping it doesn't manifest. So
okay.
I put my head inside a legend at Brands Hatch. Will Gibson's legend. That's all I could get in there. My head. He gets his whole body inside. I don't know.
Did your wallet not fit then, Alan?
Laguna Seca next time out. A little race around the desert in America instead of round a Tilka sterilised track.
That's practically in a desert as well.
Well, yeah. Everybody knows Laguna. Is it one that you enjoy, or is it one you've done too many laps of?
When I started iRacing, when it started, it was the rookie series was alternating between Lime Rock and Laguna, so it's just like traumatic for me to race there. How much I raced there in the past, but now it's all right. It's just generic track to me. So
yeah, No, that's cool.
Be right.
Yeah, and next Saturday we're at that Miami Road course.
Homestead B. Yeah.
Oh,
what the hell?
goodness.
That's an old classic. It's an old meme, but it checks out because that used to be on schedules years and years and absolutely donkeys years ago.
I mean, I've been on iRacing for quite a long time, not as long as you, obviously, and I've never raced that. Never.
No, it doesn't surprise me. No, but back in the day when there weren't that many road courses of note, you used to get like the old DP, the original Riley DP around there. I seem to remember.
Oh goodness, the old Riley.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Well, Dale and I go out in the Riley occasionally because we both really like it. And, we
that used to be the pro car. That used to be the top championship car.
Did it? Oh, before my time, but I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that was a particularly addictive combo in that. I think that might have been the A version, but we have run that in GT4.
Did we?
Yeah, a few seasons ago.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It was the other version though. It was the A version, which has got the extra twisty bit at the end with an amazing, like, flat out left-hander on it over a big curb. Yeah,
well, I'm gonna have to give that a viewing because I just.
Turn 1 is going to be terrifying in that.
Oh dear. Well, hopefully everybody will turn up to watch that one as well then, because that sounds like it's going to be a bit
it's one of those diamonds in the rough sort of thing, underlooked track because it's a bit old. But they have refreshed Homestead a few years ago, so.
Yeah, true. In that case, anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go? Your physiotherapist for getting your foot back in?
No, that was healed with icing it for a few days and then just not racing for a bit.
Yeah.
So far, anyway, touch wood. Yeah, thanks for everyone that showed up. Thanks for Carl's impact-absorbing door.
Yeah, I know. I saw your apology to him on the Discord chat.
Yeah, it's one of those things. But he did. I would have let him through, but he said not to, so I didn't.
Oh, okay. I think I know what happened there. Jamie Jeffrey's car vanished in front of you, and I think you dived to the inside just to be not where his car reappeared, if that makes sense. Is that right?
I think that sort of. He hadn't vanished from me at that point. He might have done when he was in my blind spot, but I was making the move on him, and then Carl just probably. I haven't seen it back, but probably rightly just turned across to the apex because at that point in time when he had to commit, I wasn't there. So fair enough. But so I would have let him through, but he barked at me not to. So. There's a few moments later on where I thought, oh, he's on the inside of me in a similar situation. An eye for an eye, or a pie for a pie.
Pie for a pie, yeah.
But Carl doesn't give out pies, so.
No, that's true. They're all his. Well, fantastic racing and massively entertaining. I'm utterly surprised by this car combination again with you guys driving it. And I'm very grateful that you did all turn up. We look forward to seeing you next time out at, it will be Laguna Seca. Jamie Jeffrey, good grief. Jamie Wilson.
How long before we get a Jason?
Oh, that's coming. That's on its way. There's a Jason in the field now. It's all I can do not to say it for him. Call him Jamie. Anyway, Jamie Wilson, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Good night, Jamie.
Oh dear, me spoonerising names. It wouldn't be the same if I didn't do it. Oh dear. Well, and again, a brilliant evening.
Yeah, really. Yeah. But unlike you, I was confident in the first place.
Yes, I was very, very sceptical about this one, and happy to be surprised by it as well. Bit of a challenging time for us. We've got to vote for driver of the meeting.
I
think I know where I'm going. Do you know where you're going?
Well, it depends where you're going a bit, to be honest.
Does it really? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie Wilson's done a great job driving with a still injured but now reasonably healed foot. Carl Hardy did very well, and JB Dejoux battling with him was just sublime to watch. I think I've got to put my vote Jamie Jeffrey's way because he stayed with two of the fastest racers that we have in this league and have ever had in this league, and gave them a race at certain points in it, and has got himself 2 podiums. He doesn't join us in the chats, afterwards. I don't think he ever has done. I might be wrong. But my vote is definitely going to Jamie Jeffrey tonight.
Yeah, so yeah, that was where mine would have gone, because I think he's really the most deserving driver. It is, but it doesn't feel right to give two, because we've had such a great night, and I'd actually like to give it to the other Jamie, because I think they filled up the midfield of the race so beautifully for us and made it so entertaining. In fact, all the drivers performed tonight, but you got to give it to somebody, and I think Jamie Wilson did a great job of staying in front of some fierce opposition behind him this evening.
Very much so. Very much so. I think you've voted very well there, very sensibly, and very deservedly as well. So we've already mentioned where we're going to be in the next few races. We've got a Legends race to use as a memorial race for Bill Switzer coming up. So we'll make sure that that's well published, so everybody can't miss it. We've got this time next week we'll be at Laguna Seca, and the Saturday that follows that we will be at Miami Homestead Road Course B, which I'll need a refresh on. But I have to say, COTA and TCRs in the hands of expert drivers like these guys, thoroughly entertaining. Thanks to everybody that turned up to race, and those that turned up to watch and contribute on the chat, and those of you that watch this later on. Hopefully you're as entertained by it as we were broadcasting it and commentating on it. And a special thanks to Alan, as always, for joining me in the booth. It's always a fantastic experience and such a laugh. I'll say goodnight. Let Alan also say goodnight and bring the broadcast to a close. So stay safe, everybody, and we'll see you very soon.
Oh, well, yes, exactly. Looking forward to next week already, because I love Laguna. But what a night they've given us. We've had a fantastic evening's racing. These guys just really pour it on for us week after week. They give us something to talk about and something to see in great style and with a great degree of camaraderie. And it's great to see. A treat for us all. Look forward to seeing you next week, folks. Good night.